Next is Senator Cherargei.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Request for statement, harassment and brutality by police officers of Peter Kiplimo and Irene Chemutai at Cheptulu Police Station in Amisi constituency. I raise, Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on the harassment and brutality by the police officers on business persons Peter Kiplimo and Irene Chemutai at Cheptulu Police Station in Hamisi constituency, Vihiga County. In the statement, the committee should, 1, state the circumstances surrounding the brutality by police officers on Peter Kiplimo, who had gone to the police station to inquire on an irregular arrest of his kin. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, sir, explains the reasons for the arrest of businesswoman Mrs. Madam Irene Chemutai and the use of unmarked car during the arrest by the police, as well as non-arraignment in court within the stipulated times. Speaker, sir, number 3, state the actions taken against the police officers who tortured and robbed the duo after arresting them for undisclosed offenses. And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, praise the Senate on the status of the investigation into this matter and the arrest of the police officers engaged in the harassment and brutality, if at all, including the refund of money and items stolen by the police or officers during the arrest. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
And lastly, honorable members, on statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1, Senator Okongo Mogeni.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on the acute shortage of anti-tuberculosis drugs countrywide. In the statement, the committee should, Mr. Speaker, sir, 1, provide detailed information on the current status of anti-tuberculosis drug shortage in the country, outlining the specific medications facing deficits and their impact on the country's health services. 2, elucidate on the primary causes contributing to the current scarcity, stating measures put in place by the government to address the issue. 3, Mr. Speaker, disclose any relevant information on the existing financial arrangements between the government of Kenya and its development partners, particularly USAID and the Global Fund, on the supply of anti-tuberculosis drugs and other essential medical commodities. Number 4, Mr. Speaker, sir, outline the remedial and preventive measures implemented by the government to tackle the crisis, clarifying whether they constitute stopgap measures or permanent solutions. Number 5, spell out initiatives, if any, undertaken by the government of Kenya to consider reliance on external donors for anti-tuberculosis drugs and other essential medical commodities. And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, determine measures or interventions the government ought to implement to prevent similar occurrences in the future, addressing not only issues related to anti-tuberculosis treatment, but also essential medical commodities such as anti-malaria and ARV treatment. Mr. Speaker, just one point. This is a matter that is extremely serious to us as Kenyans. Tuberculosis drugs have been missing from our hospitals for the last 6 months, Mr. Speaker, sir. And
I believe you desire to comment. I will give you an opportunity once we are done with statements.
Thank you.
For general comments on all the statements which have been read this afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Resume your seat, Senator Okongo. And lastly, statements pursuant to Standing Order 57-1, Senate Majority Leader to give us that.
Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order number 57-1, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to present the business of the Senate for the week commencing Tuesday, 28th November 2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Senate has considered 13 bills, out of which 5 have been enacted into law and 8 are pending conclusion in the National Assembly. 31 Senate bills are pending conclusion after and 4 National Assembly bills are pending conclusion in the Senate. A total of 29 bills are at the second reading, while 6 are the committee of the whole stage. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'd pose at this time, there's a request that I made, and unfortunately I don't see the whip of the minority side, but the whip of the majority side is here or is walking in. Mr. Speaker, that there is very important pending legislation that is at the third reading and second reading, and I enumerated last week the bills. It's my sincere request to our whips, if we could dedicate the last 2 weeks of this session to concluding on those particular bills, because like you've noted, people, part of the things that we are measured, part of the output that we give, perhaps not many of you have had the opportunity to present the budget of Parliament, say, before the National Assembly Budget and Finance Committee. I've done it a couple of times. And part of the measures of output that we present as a House to the people of Kenya to justify why we are here, why we need the resources that they send unto us, key among them is the bills that we are transacting. It's rather low, allow me to say. In fact, next week, Senator Sifuna and Senator Boni Halwale, I'll table before the SBC of the House a comparison of where the previous 2 Senates have been at this juncture after year 1, the number of bills they had passed at that particular time, motion, so that we do a comparison.